Mal fell asleep after talking to Daniel, and then woke unwillingly at 3 a.m. Despite everything, he'd enjoyed his brief chat with Wade Addison, probably because he looked a bit like Daniel, but also because his enthusiasm for Victorian Manchester was infectious. Mal didn't know the city, but he'd noticed the streets of 19th century buildings, and the town hall was the icing on the cake. He woke up his laptop and scrolled through pages of fabulous old warehouses and civic buildings, and then looked again at the information D.I. Andy Carter had given him. Addison was beginning to make a name for himself as a developer of old Manchester buildings. Mal read newspaper reports about bringing the past to life, as well as complaints that the city didn't need more expensive flats. He finally fell asleep over a brochure advertising city centre loft living. Daniel drove over to the hospital in Wrexham to find both Roderick Marston and his sister Jennifer waiting to identify their mother. They didn't seem any fonder of each other than they had been of their surviving parent. Roderick simply nodded and said, "Yes, that's her," with no sign of grief at the sight of his mother's body. Daniel asked them to meet him at the station in Melantuith later, and they agreed, with the bad grace that he realized was their default setting. Daniel's own parents lived in Spain, so he didn't see them as much as he would like. His sister was his closest friend. He couldn't help feeling sorry for the Marstons, but it didn't make him like them anymore. He would have told Mal all about the Marstons, their sneering faces, their too loud voices, and the way they dismissed him by turning away without a word. He would have described the overlarge barn with its empty space, and they could have been outraged together that Roderick and Jennifer left their mother in a tiny house with cheap furniture and no car. Daniel loved those conversations, the sharing of the day's events while they cooked or ate together or cuddled on the sofa in front of the fire, listening to the wind outside. Except it's only been 6 months, and I managed perfectly well before. He gave himself a shake and went in to see Hector to try to find out why Harriet Marston had died.